I hope you all had a great lunch. And from global partnerships, we now turn our gaze homeward toward the Northeast, a region rich in culture and geography, but often undeserved. In digital infrastructure, the Northeast presents a unique case for satellite-led inclusion. Whether it's telemedicine in Arunachal, e-learning in Manipur, or secure border communications in Nagaland, Satcom is not just a support system, it is a strategic imperative. With the Digital India Act on the horizon and BharatNet Phase 3 expanding, the need to integrate Satcom with terrestrial network is more urgent than ever. Chairing this important conversation is Shri Raju, Special Secretary, Government of Assam, a passionate advocate for tech-led governance in the region. We welcome you, sir. We have a distinguished panelist, Mr. Sushil Kumar, former additional DC Northeast LSA, whose leadership helped expand spectrum access across difficult terrain. Sir, you are welcome, please. We have Colonel Varun Tanwar, Head Business Development Astrome, pioneering India's flat panel satellite antenna technology for rural deployments. Please join me in welcoming them. Sir, the stage is all yours. We have 50 minutes to conclude the session. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good afternoon. First of all, thanks to Satcom India Limited for organizing this event. It is very important, and I also welcome Sushil, Kumar, former ADG, Colonel Varun, Tanwar sir. First of all, I am basically a space scientist working in applications of various applications, remote sensing, satellite, global positioning systems, and then satellite communications. But I am pure on a application side. I seen your CV and research also working extensively in communication side, and we are more expert than in this thing. I basically worked in Northeast for the last 10 years, so I try to put forward what are the issues and challenges. That is the main concern of the Northeast. So one is it's a rich in natural resources and then beautiful Northeast. But at the same time, connectivity wise, it is not well connected. And communication wise also is. And then once we conducted one workshop using a satellite communication for two-way communication using a GSAT-6 two-way communication. So that time I realized that how important this satellite communication is. Particularly when you talk about the Northeast, there is more than 5,000 kilometers boundary with all international boundaries. And then most of the time there used to be a insurgency, a lot of terrorist activities, and it's a hard time for even our police personnel when they go sets out for the people. They are not able to communicate back to their own headquarters. So these are the main issues is required for security. And if you talk about the technology use, so and then many areas are not connected, not having a good health facilities, education facilities. So there also this is very important. So we used to talk about 2000 when Madhavan Nair was the chairman, it was extensively. He's about trying to bring in this tele-education, telemedicine, but the technology moves very fast, and then whatever he's done, that it has become obsolete. So I start with Kumar sir. He has very extensively worked in this, and also worked in Northeast, worked in ABS. So I asked him to his views and experience related to how this satellite communication is used and what is the current state.
Yeah, good afternoon everyone. Thank you Raju sir and my co-panelist Tanwar sir. This regarding, I'm really thankful to Mr. Ash for inviting me for this event. In the Northeast, you see, it is having a very tough terrain and the harsh weather. Northeast is having 8 states and widely having wide area geography. And from the DOT point of view, we are having 3 license service area in which I was heading this DOT connectivity for 6 states. And Assam is another license service area and Sikkim is connected to Kolkata. So there is a lot of problems of the communication technologies. We will not say that the communication, mobile communication is having good coverage. It's not like that. But there is a lot of efforts are being made in the Northeast region. Government is having the full attention. And moreover, a number of USO projects, they are in progress from the DOT side. We are having DOT officers in all state capitals. BSNL is having a lot of staff and towers, as well as the optical fiber networks in the Northeastern region. This Vodafone Idea, Airtel and Reliance Jio are also having their presence. But even then, in spite of several projects which are in progress, like the Bharti Hexacom Limited project that is in progress from 2017-18 for providing the 4G coverage in some of the villages. Then after that, the 4G saturation project, which is quite famous, that is being executed by BSNL. It is one of the largest projects to cover all the uncovered villages. And around 1900 towers in the Northeast LSA, our plant, and 400 have started radiating here. So once all 1900 starts radiating, so a lot of coverage issue will get resolved in the rural areas. But even then, there are such places which do not have the roads, accessibility, power connections are having the issues, and no tower can be erected at those places. So such type of places, the satellite communication will make a big help. And even in the places like Arunachal Pradesh and some of the places in Nagaland, and you see some places in Tripura, which are those places which are remotest places, and some locations even in the Meghalaya. So those are the places where it is not practically possible to take the tower materials, the BTS and the power connections. Then if we install the BTS, how the diesel will go there. So such type of places, it is not practically possible to install the mobile tower, and if it is installed, then it will be very difficult to run the towers. So such type of places needs the satellite communication. Even some of the places, VSAT communication is also there in the remote areas. VSAT connectivity under USO project have been provided there. So now there is a lot of challenges also, because the terrain is tough. It takes a lot of time to take the materials to the remotest site, and even in the rainy seasons and the winter seasons, it is difficult to carry out the activities. So now what is happening, the VSAT, wherever the 4G connectivity is coming, the VSAT can be shifted to other locations there, which have been provided by the under USO project. And recently, we came to know that the SpaceX Starlink agreement has been signed by the Airtel and the Reliance Jio also, and the high-speed communication in LEO, low Earth orbit satellites will be provided. Then the communication data will be downloaded at a faster speed. But not only for the voice and data, we need various applications in the northeast areas. Amtron, which is the society of the Assam government, they have provided the telemedicine projects across various northeastern states and several institutions there. But lot of projects are required to be made here. And in those cases, it is required we should have the connectivity and the use cases. Like tourism. Tourism is a big in the northeastern. And in Meghalaya also, there is a number of tourist attraction sites where there is no communication and towers cannot be installed. At such type of places, the satellite communication will help. But you see, like in the case of agriculture, we are having the pineapple, which is the one of the pineapple is grown and exported from the northeast. Then turmeric is there. Then potato, agriculture and tea. So we can create a smart agriculture, we can create a smart aquaculture use cases there. We can create banking to the remotest places where are the post office. Those post offices can be connected. But now it is very much required. If we are having satellite communication, we are having terrestrial communication, both needs to be linked. Wherever we are having the this mobile communication, that the person can use the mobile communication, and whenever the person moves at such a places, there is no mobile connectivity, then the device should get connected to the satellite. So in such circumstances, it will be easier to create the smart infrastructure or the IoT use cases in various verticals. Like in Pasighat, there is an agriculture university, and they are working on using 5G connectivity and in agriculture domain. Suppose there is a field where there is no mobile PTS, then we can have the satellite communication there, but that satellite router should be connected with the low power wireless communication technology like LoRaWAN or others, from where the sensors data will come, and from the router it may go via satellite to the cloud. So, and similarly, the tele-education and the healthcare, remote healthcare management, that is very, very important, because the roads, the people will have take a lot of time to come to the hospital. So tele-education and telehealth, these two fields are there which are required to be developed in the northeastern region, in addition to the agriculture, aquaculture and so many other things. But what I feel, whenever this Starlink connectivity is provided, broadband facility in India, it will be good if we are able to connect the terrestrial and non-terrestrial communication technologies as per the specifications provided by 3GPP in Release 70. So that will be good enough. Yeah, this is for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So coming back to Varun Tanwar sir, so you also work in defense side, and also now you have your own Astrome, where your main activities are satellite communications. And then you also worked in Northeast. So wanted to know your experience of communication, how it is used and what is required so that everybody is connected and benefited from it.
Thank you, Raju, for the wonderful introduction, for the opportunity. And Sushil, thank you so much for your wonderful remarks. So, I am Colonel Tanwar, and I am heading the defense business for Astrome. Astrome is a Bangalore-based startup. We are communication specialists, terrestrial as well as satellite based. Astrome is the world's first maker of electronically beam steered E-band radio. And its application is like what Raju was saying, to connect areas where it is difficult to lay line, where it is difficult to lay cable. So wireless high-speed connectivity between any 2 points, which is very much required in the northeast. We are also working closely with the Indian Armed Forces as well as BSNL to make some bespoke communication solutions, which includes flat panel antennas, satellite systems, subsystems, entire satellites, as well as modems for satellite communication. So those were my introductory remarks, but as the timing of this session and the low attendance in the session, I think it points to why Northeast is still far behind, because of the less amount of interest that people show in the Northeast. I, for one, have had an extensive experience in the Northeast, so I'd like to demystify Northeast for anyone who's not been there. We club Northeast together, that Northeast is inaccessible, Northeast has terrible terrain, Northeast is mountainous. No, it's not so. If you look at, let's leave Sikkim for a while, the entire Northeast consists of these states that you all know. The Brahmaputra Valley, which is Assam, is a very plain, rich area with wonderful connectivity. Of course, floods and rains play havoc sometimes, but it's a plain area with normal terrain. If you go to the north is where Arunachal Pradesh is. I'll start from west to east. There is Tawang, West Kameng, East Kameng, Subansiri, on to Lohit. These are areas which have got high mountains. And peculiarity, these are all named after rivers. Peculiarity of river valleys going from north to south. So these river valleys divide the area into inaccessible portions, where inter-valley connectivity, whether by road or by line, is very difficult. So it is this area of north of Arunachal Pradesh that poses the maximum difficulties as far as communication goes. And as a consequence of that, it is sparsely populated. Commercial activities, commercial gains for communication to reach there are very less. Therefore, it is even more neglected. If you come to the east, Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur, they are lower hills with a little better population, and their connectivity is a little better. But again, because of the international boundary being there, movement across international boundary, though it is free but less, therefore there is sparse population. And if you come further to the south, like he was saying, Sushil was saying, Tripura and Meghalaya, these are two states which border Bangladesh, and they are slightly better off than probably Arunachal Pradesh and these things. So as a whole, northeast, I would say the real problems of connectivity lie in Arunachal Pradesh and these states to the eastern part of our country. While we paint a grim picture of the northeast, I feel it is not so. I first went to northeast in 2000. I was posted in Tawang. For my girlfriend or my mother or my fiance or my wife to speak to me at different times, of course, not at the same time, they had to come to an exchange in Tezpur. From there to Tenga, from there to Tawang, from there to me. And for me to access internet in 2002, 2003, we had to come to Bomdila, where there was an internet cafe. And it was a dial-up connection. You had to dial up maybe 20 times to just see your email. You could just see your email, nothing else. I went again in 2023. There was 5G network in Tawang, where I made a video call to my old friends from there. So there is a lot of progress. All thanks to people sitting to the right of me like Sushil ji and Raju ji, who have understood this problem and moved fast on it. So Northeast, because of peculiarity of its geography, of its peoples, requires bespoke solutions for each area, and that is probably what we will find out as the session goes on. Bespoke means peculiar to that region. The communication requirements of Tawang, Kameng, Subansiri, Upper Assam, Lower Assam are different. You cannot have one size fit all. That is my localized. Essentially tailor-made for
I would like to add, when Raju Saab, when Tawardi in 2002, everywhere internet was on dial-up. This scenario, I was posted in Ghaziabad, scenario was the same in Ghaziabad also. But now, as in the Arunachal Pradesh, even in all the northeastern regional states, the 4G substation projects are in progress, and the towers are already radiating. I told out of 1900, 400 towers have started radiating. These are BSNL USO project which BSNL is executing. The other operators towers like Airtel, Reliance Jio, they are also providing 4G connectivity and in the northeastern region. And Vodafone, no doubt, new projects of Vodafone are not coming there. As soon as this 4G saturation projects is completed, then these towers will be upgraded to 5G. It will be very easy. Then the internet facility will be quite good there. But those places where there is no accessibility, it will be difficult. And during flood situation, in my stay in Ceylon for around 16 months, I faced 3-4 times the flood situations, and most of the time what used to happen, the optical fiber cable got washed away. Even in the this CM area, this Meghalaya CM belongs to some area that is far away, near to Assam, that Tura side, that OFC got washed away. And in Tirupura there was a big flood. And in such a scenario, this intra-circle roaming facility, the facility among all the operators was implemented. Then there was a flood in May in 2024 in the northeastern region where 5-6 states got affected. So such type of challenges comes more often. In such a scenario, the satellite communication, if it is integrated with the terrestrial communication, that will help in a big way. Because in the flood type scenario, first 4 to 6 hours, they are very, very important to pick the people who are trapped in the floods. And the floods are quite high. ऐसा नहीं है कि जैसे यहाँ पर flood पानी वानी भर जाता है, उससे काफी severe flooding रहती है वहाँ।
So to add further, he had very extensive expertise in communication and as well as IoTs and also standards related to communication side. So what is the important role of policy as well as the standards in case of communications?
Like I mentioned, terrestrial and non-terrestrial communication. No doubt, satellite is providing such type of use cases which are not practically possible, like you wrote remote sensing and the this weather predictions. There are all these things are done through the satellite. So those are the use cases which are not practically possible in the terrestrial communication. But both the communications have their own importance, and terrestrial communication, that is much cheaper as compared to satellite communication. What I feel this Starlink connectivity, which is it is said, I read on the internet that around 100 Mbps will be available, and it will be 3,000 rupees per month. So it will not be practically possible for the individual to take such a costly monthly rental. And wherever what I feel, the 4G and 5G mobile towers, they should be provided, and we should integrate the standards, 3GPP standards, release 17, which provides say terrestrial and non-terrestrial communication integration in 3GPP release 17. All this mobile connectivity that is on 3GPP specifications. In release 17 it has come. Like suppose there are you are having tracking device in some of the trucks, and trucks are moving, and suppose drugs reaches at such a location where there is no mobile tower, then it should start communicating with the satellite and provide the locations. So many other routes, not only in the northeast, even in the India also, those are the routes where there is no communication. It becomes difficult. And in the flood time, if OFC gets washed away, so those BTS goes down. So satellite communication, no doubt, will provide a lot of facilities. This IoT is the technology, it is emerging technology which is used to create the smart infrastructure in various verticals, whether it is the agriculture, like taking the soil data, or we can predict what are the disease. Prediction model can be created using AI for the disease of various crops, and so many other use cases maybe in the agriculture domain. Similarly, in the healthcare, remote health management can be done. In teleeducation, the people suffered a lot in the COVID time. If we are having the teleeducation, it will be good. In Haryana, recently, one of the startup, Mashmari, they provided the tele-education services in around more than 50 gram panchayats, and that will work as a remotely. So on the FTTS network, this type of facilities can be extended in the northeastern area where it is really difficult. And health is quite primary. The vital parameters can be taken by the Anganwadi workers using the devices, and that data may be transmitted in the cloud. There we can have the AI algorithms, and the doctors can see the critical cases and can evaluate these things. So every patient need not to run away to the district hospitals.
Thank you, sir. Coming back to Panellists, sir, there are many important applications. There is agriculture field where agriculture advisory is to be given. And then in case of is a disaster, flood is one important component. Suppose there is a water level is rising. It is rising in Arunachal side. By the time it comes to Govt side, part of Assam, takes some time. So, and then in case of cloud burst, and then the reservoirs, run of the reservoirs are there. So there also they store the water, but if they receive communication that it is going to rain heavily, so they have to release water. Instead of releasing last minute, so that in that case a lot of people also get, the houses get washed. So the satellite communication plays very important role. So can you tell us how this network of satellite communication to be established across all these bases so that it can be well communicated in time so that lives and livestock can be also saved in this way?
Before I come to your questions, I just like this OFC issue that you were mentioning, sir. So what we at Astrome have done is what I was mentioning. We made a product called the Giga Mesh. Giga Mesh is the world's first electronically beam steered E-band radio, and it can communicate over 20 kilometers at 250 Mbps. It is specially designed for such applications where either laying of OFC is not possible because of terrain, or in the case of armed forces enemy action, or there are chances of the OFC breaking because of weather or terrain. So there is seamless connectivity between any two networks. Of course, the 20 kilometers through hops can be extended to as long as you want. Coming on to Rajuji's question about what kind of a satellite connectivity can we provide for communication or broadcast in the Northeast. I think if we had the monies and the capabilities to provide seamless satellite communication to everyone across the Northeast, we probably would have. whether it is a mix of all three, multi-layered, GEO, MEO, LEO, intercommunication satellite links. But as India is now developing slowly, getting in more and more monies, we have more and more monies to develop towards, to give towards applications which are commercially not viable, essentially by the government. So here I think the Northeast plays a very crucial role as far as government funding towards such initiatives. Firstly, of course, it is an area which is lagging behind in terms of communication. And secondly, we have a very live border of 3,000 kilometers with an adversary in the north. Unless we commit ourselves to communications, whether it is, you have given the example of floods, I would say even more important probably are communications with regards to enemy activity. So a dual-purpose satellite which serves defense applications as well as serves basic communication applications or whatever other applications that the governments of the Northeast need will be able to justify it. Because the only reason why we don't spend so much of money is because we don't have so much. So that kind of a thought process, if it comes into everybody's mind, that why Northeast is so crucial, why it is so crucial to have communication across the Northeast, if that is embedded into the entire government, I'm sure people are aware of it and are working hard towards it. But probably it needs to be reprioritized and given a higher priority.
Coming to the last, what I wanted is, because everywhere privatization happened and a lot of startups, innovation like your own company is doing how to bring in the more collaboration, government-industry collaboration, and safe and resilience infrastructure so that everybody is connected. And also PPP mode, public-private partnership to facilitate the people in terms of telecommunication, tele-education, and agrometeorology services for agriculture, crop insurance. There have been many huge number of applications. In Northeast, if you take even health-wise, a lot of people are affected to cancer, and most of the time they travel to in Tamil Nadu, VIT, these things is there, places. So, what should be done, and what is the policy-wise increasing the infrastructure and also expand the activity so that these satellite communication benefits in terms of health, education, safety, security in terms of defense and security personnel, and then what is the future for this Sushil?
What I feel, the connectivity is really very important for the individual and those people who are sitting in the remotest areas and even our border places. I visited the Doki areas, and that is the having the Bangladesh border in Ceylon. No doubt the optical fiber cable and other mobile coverage of all the operators were there, but there were so many dark spots available on the route from Doki to Ceylon, and those routes are also being covered. So this connectivity, whether it is satellite communication is available or the terrestrial communication is available, mobile coverage should be available there. And satellite communication, no doubt, it will really help in a big way to those remote places where the mobile coverage is not available, and or in such a scenario like the terrestrial communication fails due to failure of the backbone, like in the flood situations and or other calamities. So satellite communication is really very, very important, but again I will mention that the integration of the terrestrial and non-terrestrial network, if it is done, it will help in a big way to the citizens. like 5G use case lab, you may be aware. Earlier the Astrome installed one 5G use case lab in every state of the Northeast. Now this DOT also provided the 5G use case labs, mostly in the universities and NITs in the Northeastern region. And 8 such labs have been provided in the Northeast LSA. And I think in Assam also 2 labs have been provided, and in Sikkim 2 labs. So those startup ecosystem, all efforts were being made to create the startup ecosystem, and for this regular meetings with the IT secretaries and the chief secretaries were being made to create the startup ecosystem. And we are having a very good startup ecosystem in Guwahati. But in the Meghalaya or like Arunachal Pradesh, such type of scenario is not there. But in WTSC 24, I met several startups of the Manipur who were working on AR/VR. I was really very happy to see that. And in Astrome, I think if it is possible to expand the Astrome and to create more labs there, and it will help the Northeastern region to create the startup ecosystem so that the people there will get the job. Otherwise, if you feel that the people from Delhi, they may go to Guwahati, but they will not go to Shillong to work there. It is to create some industries or software companies are not there. They are limited to Guwahati. I have not found in Shillong the good IT companies and others. So such type of problems are there. Satellite communication, no doubt it will help in a big way.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you worked in government and defense, now you are in a private. So what should be the policy, government policy, to benefit each other, at the same time serving the people better, providing a better health, better education, better communication? So what should be done? And then sometimes even government also, as you mentioned earlier, money is not is a limited commodity. So private, they come up with innovative ideas and also establish their own facility and like a common facility like that. So what has to be done for that to happen? So to benefit the all, at the same time, industry also benefits, they also generate revenue.
So I think you answered the question yourself. The key is public-private partnership. While what Sushil ji was saying about how it is important to foster innovation, it is important to foster startups in the Northeast itself. But technologically, there are the innovative hubs that are coming up in the country, whether it is Delhi, Gurgaon, Noida, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, Chennai. We must use that technology, a portion of that capital, but the majority of the capital coming from the government. The government is getting more and more capital, but its resources to develop satellites, to develop technology is limited. However, the private players in terms of ecosystems of these companies which are ready to take on the world, innovation is there in the private. But the private person will always want a little profit. That profit in the initial first 5, 10, 15 years in the Northeast may not be tenable because of the scarcity of resources, population, the way things are. So a public-private partnership in which the government pays for some capital, the innovator innovates, develops cutting-edge products which serve the needs of the people of the Northeast. I think like you rightly said, that is the right way to go to alleviate the problem of the Northeast.
Thank you so much. The 3 o'clock. Can we take 1 or 2 questions? Somebody wanted? Yes. Please.
My name is Vimal Bhatlu. Actually, before I come to the question, I just wanted to share something with both of you. I mean, all of you. You know, I've worked in Northeast 20 years back, 2005, and it was good that I didn't meet Colonel Tanwar that time, because he had already left that place. Otherwise, I would have had a fight with you. The reason was that Government of India and particularly the Ministry of Defence had put a bar on having communication facilities within 5 kilometers of the border. Now, very interesting thing used to happen. I was with BSNL that time, and along the border, everybody had a phone, but they had Grameen phone from the other side. So from security perspective, I mean, it was a bigger danger to the country. So I used to have a fight with this, and no communication here. I said, I want to establish a tower here. No, it can't be done. We already had 2G, 3G service there. It cannot be done because of this reason. So I left Northeast in end of 2006. Till then the fight remained. But after that, I think there were amends. This I just wanted to share, because we need to change quickly. That's very important. Second fight was with the governments were there. Lot of young people from the Northeast. They used to go to Bangalore, Hyderabad, working in those, BPOs. So I said, if you establish a communication link here, and we'll facilitate that, everybody will get a job here. And for the entrepreneurs who establish that, it'll be cheaper, because they don't have to pay those salaries which would be paid there. I mean, that also didn't happen. Now, coming to the question, you mentioned a lot of money is needed to establish a seamless communication within the Northeast. But somehow, I feel it's something different. For example, now if you have a throughput of 100 Mbps or 1 GB and with low latency, it's not necessary that it has to be in an individual home. If there's an entrepreneur who has that, used that as a backhaul and uses Wi-Fi for the village, so it will be a cheap communication network. So what prevents that from happening? That's still not happening. We have been talking about it for the past 5 years. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any more?
Sir, your point, like earlier, this PM Vani came into existence when one Wi-Fi hotspot may be installed at some location, and people may come there and take the yes. This FTTS was late, fiber was late, and such PM1 Wi-Fi hotspots were installed in the village areas as well as at the airports. But as and when this, now the coverage of 4G has come in a big way, then the Wi-Fi, utilization of these Wi-Fi PM1 hotspots has reduced significantly.
Sir, I wanted to add what Sir has mentioned. Northeastern Space Application Center, where I was there earlier. So they were given the task to establish Wi-Fi network. And ISRO has launched GSAT-19 and GSAT-29. So with that, you can directly, particularly for the Northeast and Jammu and Kashmir, so where you can have a direct satellite link, no backhaul is not required. You put a dish there, automatically Wi-fi is established.
Like we said.
Now that is now outsourced to UGS, Nelco, and anybody wants now they can take it. It is there, sir. Now it is an operation. Working. Yes.
In the remote areas of the Mizoram, large number of researchers are working there. But as and when the coverage of 4G situation, towers are coming, the speed of the 4G is much better than the VSAT speed. So, and ultimately, when the people can use their own smartphones there, then the people will not go to the VSAT. It all depends which facility is better at that time. So those VSATs are being shifted to other remote locations.
So firstly, I must apologize on behalf of the armed forces that, but there is The thought process in those days was a consequence of our defeat in 1962. So we were unsure of our own capabilities, unsure of how we will handle another war as such 20 years ago. So now to ensure that there is no electronic emission to protect your own positions so that the enemy doesn't know where you are. Those were probably the reasons behind it. But a lot has changed. And I'm sure it's because of people like you, sir. Inner line permit में होता था. Imagine wanting an inner line permit कि मेरे देश में मैं तवांग तक नहीं जा पाऊँगा तो बोलो. So it is people like you, people like us sitting here who will get this change, who will ensure that no, this is not integration. This is not the only way to secure your borders is to have civilization and development in the last end of it. जो छोड़ दिया वो ले जाएगा. आपस के घर में ही होता है. अगर हमें वहाँ पे बार बार नहीं जाते तो कोई आके बैठ जाएगा. So that is probably all thanks to you, people like you, sir.
Guwahati has developed like anything. They are having big industries. TCS is there. Now a lot of software companies are coming there. So similar such type of things, if it happens in Meghalaya or like Tripura, it will change this country.
We'll take one question.
So my question is like, is there an alternate thought process like having a high throughput satellite like a KU band, a KA band geostationary satellite with a spot beam on northeast, like what ISRO has demonstrated in GSAT 20 and 29? Will that be a good alternative when compared to Starlink?
It's already there. Latency is more because it is, I think, at geostationary. That is the only difference.
Apart from any real-time applications, for the other things, I think it might be a good cost-effective opportunity.
At present, the BSET which are working in the northeastern region or other remote places, they may be probably from the Intel side. I'm not aware.
Yeah, already bandwidth availability, spot beam is not the main concern. What I think is ISRO is already established sufficient bandwidth, and then there are a lot of startups already has come. Sir is also working with satellite communication, and then ARM Technologies, president of SIA, so they are also going to put it through high satellite in the near future. I think availability of this bandwidth is not an issue, but using of that is this thing. So one last thing, I was there for the last 10 years, I have seen a lot of changes, what has happened. And then recently there was a Advantage Assam Industry and Investment Summit. So there, 15 days back there was a summit in West Bengal. So I thought when West Bengal was going to get 5 lakh crores investment, and they are going to do Assam as a small state. I thought only 1 or 2 lakhs will come, crores. But amount of interest among the industry, Reliance and then Adani and all. So it was almost 5,80,000 crores, which is much higher than West Bengal. So a lot of industries are coming to Northeast, and then government also is helping physical infrastructure and telecommunication. I think we have a bright future and playing role by all, encouraging the startups and industries to come. I think we are changing. I think we'll see a lot of good things in the near future. Thank you. And thanks to panelists. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Chair, and the great panelists. It was quite an informative session, and also for concluding it within time. And may I request our chair, Shri and Raju, to please come forward to felicitate our panelists, Mr. Sushil Kumar. Colonel Varun Tanwar. May I also request N.K. Mohapatra sir, advisor, SIA, to felicitate our chair. Thank you so much, sir. Please come forward for a group photo, all of you, and we will resume our next session at 3:30 sharp. Thank you very much. It's a combined? Okay. It will be a combined session, so Sovereign 1, Sovereign 2 will be together. Thank you.
It's a very important
Yeah, man.